This is what happens when you have to read the word every Sunday. Yeah?
This church do something to me. I'm telling y'all guys.
Oh
No,
man.
the pastor knows what he's doing. He knows none of the congregation read the Bible. He's like, all right, Sunday you're
This
gonna
the
read.
time. This
This
is
is
the
the
time.
time,
Yeah?
you know what I mean?
Actually, okay, this might be the perfect time for me to jump what I wanted to say. Actually,
Let's
so I
hear
was
it.
thinking about leaders during the week, right?
Leaders.
Actually, let me pull this up on my phone, bro.
All right, my man.
Yeah, I was thinking about leaders, right? Okay, so pastor's a leader. That's what just made me realize I actually might be able to chuck my little ting in right now. Yeah.
Woo.
So, yeah, during the week I was thinking about leaders, yeah, and what came to my mind was, damn, bro, man's got too many things. All right, so leaders are obviously the person that most people go to, or everyone would go to, for encouragement or for like, for encouragement and stuff like that, yeah. And like, I'm thinking, the leader is here, right? These are the people under them.
Yeah.
The leader is obviously the top tier of whoever it is that they're leading, right?
So who do you go to?
Who does the leader go to now?
Yeah.
Like, do they go to other leaders or something?
Yeah.
Like, and then I was thinking, this is what I was thinking actually, yeah. So, from a religious point of view, are leaders just meant to trust in God in terms of, is that who they go to, yeah? But then doesn't everyone else also already do that? So why
Is there
are
a
they?
hierarchy?
Yeah, why are they now? Yeah, what's the need for the leader? Is everyone else now also? Can they also be a leader in themselves or something like that? Like, can you bypass that whole leader process because everyone's going to go to God anyway?
You start off.
I'll answer the second. What was the first part of the question?
Who do leaders go to?
All right, I'll
essentially?
answer that later. The second one was why have
There are
leaders
needs,
why have a hierarchy, right?
Yeah,
So the way I'd explain it is like, think of armies,
Yeah.
right? Sorry, soldiers in an army.
yeah,
All of them are there to fight, but there's still leadership.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's structure that needs to be there. There's someone that actually has the plan for every particular thing. Someone has the what's it called? The meta. Like the overall plan and stuff. And then someone has the detailed minor stuff and everything.
the operations part of it.
But if you just let everyone just because you have the same goal doesn't mean you have the same method, right? And so if you let all these methods try and do the same thing, it's gonna clash and it'll become so
Too many
unproductive,
chefs in it.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Too many hands in the kitchen, pretty
Yeah.
much, right? So same thing with like leadership in any corporate or church or whatever. It's like you need certain people that are actually bringing the vision and then relaying it, and then that gets passed on to the masses. That's why I
dig
think
that.
leadership
To be honest, it's real simple, man. Like, we all possess different qualities. You know, we all got different skills, and not everyone has that skill of a leadership. It takes. I'm not gonna say it takes a special person, because everyone is good at different things.
That's
right?
what. Yeah, can I real quick? Yeah, that's actually what I was. That's goes in line with what I was
It's
saying.
leadership.
What's the special impartation that leaders get that's different from everyone else? You feel me?
I think it's just the fact that leaders, they got people that look up to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think just because they're leaders and just because they got people looking after them, that shouldn't undermine the skills of other people that's even looking up to them.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. Say, if you're a leader, I look up to you. That does not mean I'm lesser than you. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
you have that quality that I can follow you. You got the quality of a leadership, of a leader.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you might be, and when I think of leadership, I think of great communicator, someone that listens to people. You know what I'm saying? Someone that's easy to understand, someone that's easy to follow. Just because you can do that and I can't do that, that does not mean that you're better than me in any way, because there's things that I can do that you can't do as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
And to answer your question, like, where do leaders go when
Yeah.
hold on.
Like, who do they
After.
go to? Yeah.
after it comes back?
No, it's all good. Yeah. Who do
Oh,
they?
it's all
Yeah.
good.
Who do they go
Oh,
to?
who-
Yeah.
Who do they go to? Now I think that depends on the context, right?
Mm.
So I feel like when you're a leader in a particular area.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So let's just say within my workplace, I can be a leader. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I cannot be a leader in every single area.
In the workplace, are you saying?
I'm talking about in general.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I'm-
So even things outside of
yeah,
workplace. Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So I don't know anyone that's a leader in every single area, but I know a leader within a particular area.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So a pastor is a leader within that particular area.
Yeah.
Does that make someone else can be a leader in a certain area? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
what Noah was saying before about soldiers and about the military stuff, right?
Mm.
There's a leader, but that guy's only a leader within that area. So now it's like when a leader needs to go to someone, it depends what area you're talking about now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So example, someone that's in charge of what do you call it? Is that all good?
Yeah, no, we're good. Yeah.
All right. So someone that's like, let's say I got soldiers for me. I'm a leader. I'm their leader, right? And I need help or something. There's different leaders within different areas, though.
Mm.
You're not like the leader top here, leader in every single area.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a leader in every single area, now that's a question: who do you go to?
After that, yeah, okay,
Does
yeah.
that make
Okay,
sense?
let me even talk about people like that then. Yeah, so people in that kind of a situation.
Do you
yeah?
think there's people in that situation, though?
Possibly, yeah.
What
There's
was the
someone that's
question?
going to
What
be
was
at
the
the so like someone if someone's a leader in like the top of everything or whatever, like they're the top leader of,
Different areas
like they have to
now.
look after everything. Because what got me thinking about this is like there must be some kind of intrinsic factor that allows people to. There must be some kind of intrinsic factor, yeah, that allows people to be leaders, right? In terms of like, so if it's something that so people look up to someone for a particular reason, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That person that's at that top level, they have to look to someone as well, right? And whoever they're looking to that's helping them to be a leader,
They gotta-
the people who are looking up to the other person, can't they now look up to that whatever that the leader's looking up to? Yeah, because now I'm thinking, is it something that's just inborn, like, you know, because everyone has different talents, different trades. Some people can't
Yeah.
lead, obviously, right? But like, if we strip that away,
I
the
think
basic skills needed, is that a possible thing to make anyone be a leader?
So,
or-
but give me an example of
So-
a leader that needs advice or needs something. Give me like a particular type
of
type,
leader that needs advice.
type of because I could tell you a leader within the workplace might need advice in the relationship side of marriage, advice or whatever.
Yeah.
That's like he could ask for advice for.
Oh yeah, no. Let's get rid of the leader over everything, but just a leader in the field or whatever. Like, yeah, like,
Also, like I think if you're a leader and you're on top of that,
yeah.
like in this particular area. So your question is, who does this leader go to in that area?
For me, an example that was coming to mind, like when you were speaking, was like at church, right? You have your senior pastor, and then under the pastor, you have pastors that like are leading different areas.
Ministries,
Yeah,
yeah.
different ministries. Like for example, youth.
Yeah.
You know, the youths, they have their own pastor,
Yeah.
and of course, that pastor is going to have to answer to the higher ups. Is that what you guys are thinking? Like, what kind of example?
Yeah.
We'll
That's
go
what
with that. Yep.
Yeah. So, what was
No,
your
we'll go
first-
with that. That's what we're thinking.
Like, cause you guys are like, yeah. So I was like, yeah.
So to answer your first question, there's always going to be someone. Okay, the other example that I was thinking of was like a CEO, right?
Yeah.
You can't have a CEO and then think that the CEO doesn't answer to anyone. You know what I mean? There's always going to be a board where there's other people. It could be like literally like us
That-
sitting at the table now.
Yeah.
All of us could, possess the same qualities or whatever, but we're going to be like, okay, no, we're going to give him the title of CEO. However,
Yeah, fam.
he's still going to answer to all of
Yeah,
us.
can y'all explain this? Like, I used to think, CEO, boom, you're at the top. And then when I find out a CEO can get X'd out
Yeah.
of the
By the
situation.
board, yeah,
the heck?
definitely.
Well,
Well, I mean, like
the
that's what happens when.
highest positions have
clear
the
your
highest
throat, bro,
risk.
please. Clear your throat, bro.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah, shut up. Highest positions have highest risk, right? So it's like,
Yeah, okay.
like especially when you're talking corporate and stuff, it's like because everything there's money that has to be made,
Yeah.
right? Like no one cares about anything but the bottom. Like what is it? The bottom line.
There's,
When it
yeah,
comes to that.
yes, I think it's the bottom line, yeah.
When it comes to church, I think, or actually all places of leadership, it's like the reason that people don't go like, okay, let's say there's senior pastor, there's these pastors, and then there's congregation, yeah, or there's CEO, there's managers, and then there's employees. Yeah, the reason why employees don't go straight to CEO and they just ignore their managers is because your role as a leader is more than just instructing, it's actually taking care of as well, right? And when you like, nobody has the capacity, especially when things grow, nobody has the capacity to keep taking care of the multitude of people,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, let's say your church starts off at 20, senior pastor can take care of 20 people, yeah? But once you grow to even 50, you can't really take care of 50
a
people
lot.
on your own,
Yeah.
right? And all their needs and all that kind of stuff. You get churches that are like 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 people.
Yeah, nah,
And
huge.
like you shouldn't even do that, right? Like there's a passage in Exodus, I think, where
Is it for Moses?
where it's like you need people,
Yeah.
like take people with you,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And like and split it up like this, and essentially it's like take people that are gonna do this, and then people under them, and all that kind of stuff, right? So the reason, like for example, for me, it's like I would talk to my youth pastor about stuff and whatnot, and I get that he's getting his vision for how he's gonna run youth from the vision that his senior pastor or both of our senior pastor has for church, but when it comes to it, it's like, this is the guy that actually takes care of my needs.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or this is the woman that actually takes care of my needs. So it's like, well, I'm not just going to bypass them just because I know that they're getting their
Vision anyways
insight
from
and vision from somewhere
very
else.
true. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's may as well like, because actually what I also want to ask is like, you know how we're always like, oh, anyone can be a leader.
Because you know how we always define bad leaders?
Okay.
It's the people that ignore your needs.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Right? It's not the, like, sometimes it's like you see someone in a leadership position where it's like, bro, you actually don't know how to manage a team or something,
Yeah.
right? But a lot of time it's like,
You actually don't care about the people like that. Yeah.
yeah, it's like you're just
They don't
using
care
people,
or-
and it's like, fam, people on this team, you know, they're going through things,
Yeah,
they're
yeah. You're
dealing
actually
with
not looking.
stuff,
But is
their
it-
life is happening. And
But it's a question: can anyone be a leader?
That's what I was about to ask. Yeah. So like this, along this whole track of all this thinking and stuff like that is because when I was saying, okay, so if it's aside from just specific qualities, if it's just now understanding how to lead, yeah, can anyone do this leadership thing? Like, or is it actually now an intrinsic thing in us? Like, because you always tell people, you know, be a leader in your community, be a leader in your university, be a like, and not even only like spiritually speaking, or just
Yeah,
a
yeah.
leader in general, like
I
leadership
think one
things.
can learn the qualities to be a leader.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
I
So
agree.
can
That's
you
like-
now be a leader just because you've learned the qualities or
Yes, you can. Nah, like I think you can.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not gonna say no.
There's definitely more to it than
there's
just learning
I think
the qualities.
it's the same as this, right? It's the same as someone who's gifted with singing,
Yeah.
right? And someone that's trying to learn how to sing. I mean, if you go to singing lessons, you will get there. Like, you might sound decent, but someone that's already gifted with that, they're on a whole nother level
yeah,
with
yeah,
it.
that's a
You
good
dig what I'm saying?
example,
So, example, like, I think we know people that's like, yo, you're a leader. You know what I mean? It's just the way that they talk. Like, they got, like, people say Obama's such a great leader. It's just the way he communicates, the way he talks. Like, yo,
yes, we
that's,
can.
yes, we can.
Yeah.
America.
neither of you guys do
But shut up, bro. I know I do.
We got it right. We got it right. Hey.
I got it right. One more time.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, my
Oh,
man, my man.
Wow.
Michelle,
Okay, good.
I'm coming for you.
Wait, what? Far out. All right, so that's the end of this. But yeah, carry on. Do your
Yeah,
thing.
he's gonna come on everything.
Fam.
like I was saying, right? Obama, right?
Yeah.
People look at him, bro. Your dad ass can watch a 5-minute speech, and you be like, "That's a great leader." You know, it's just the way that he's able to express himself, the way he's able to show his concern for a topic, an issue that's going on. He just knows how to answer questions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's someone that's kind of like already born with it, but someone that's kind of like learning. I mean, like, yes, they'll still do well, but then I think when it comes to like answering questions or talking or expressing themselves the right way in particular issues, it's where they might be a little funny. You know what I mean? So I think everyone can be a leader, but there's definitely better leaders, and there's definitely people that's
for
already
sure.
born with that.
Yeah. Are you gonna say something? Because I got a question to ask.
I think is it around personality?
Nah. It's around this topic though. Yeah.
I think there's personality traits that help people become a better leader,
Yeah.
but they also are the same traits that help or not help, but they can be detrimental to someone's leadership, right? So, for example, just, blanket statement, like being really extroverted tends to be
Better for leadership.
better for leadership,
Yeah.
right? Because it's like you're comfortable with being around people all the time, like you enjoy being around people, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's where you get your energy from. But at the same time, it can make you really bad at making decisions because you want everyone's opinion all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
No introspection
being
and
a
stuff.
charismatic like speaker, right? That can be really good because you get people on board really easily.
Yeah.
But at the same time, at a certain point, if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, people are just going to see right through it, and they're
Yeah.
never going to be able to see you
Yeah, yeah.
as a good leader again, right? Same thing on the opposite, where it's like there's certain traits which we would say they're probably not the best for leadership, like you know, somebody that's very quiet, right? We'd think it's not the best because it's like, well, you're gonna struggle to get people on board. You struggle to get out your thoughts and all that kind of stuff. But somebody that's quiet probably saves the words until they're actually worthy
Time
of
to
being
speak or
That's
put
the
out,
thing, right?
you know?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, so everything this person says out of their mouth actually has weight
Meaning
to
and
it,
stuff.
you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I say as well.